segment na ang topic natin ay tech. So, ang topic natin is about technology. So just to explain, this is very important also. Me being 6 years social media marketing specialist, and also I have a parang IT na company. Of course, our mission to help micro, small, and medium enterprises. But 6 years ago, 7 years ago, it was a challenge to offer business like that. So parang expenses, di pa naman nag-online lahat, wala pang FB page. So ayaw nila. So traditional pa rin ang paraan ng pagbebenta. Pero yun na nga, nakita na natin na nag-shift yung landscape, at yun na nga, na nagkaroon na ng napunta na sa social media, na dyan na may mga Shopee, Lazada, Shopify na framework, and then yung mga WooCommerce na framework in order for you to have an online store. Kung dati siguro parang mataas po ang presyo para in order for you to have that kind of platform, in order for you to sell online. So, maraming channels for you to sell online. And one thing we saw is technology is really part of our doing business. Kung sa akin nga lang, it's the spirit of everything that was said nung nauna. So, ito yung magbibigay buhay dun sa nangyaring disruption noong 2020. At ang kagandahan po nito, yung ating next speaker, I guess nandiyan na siya, yung ating next speaker, he started the group. So, di ba, pandemic po noong 2020. So, everything was naka-lockdown. No movement. So, wala talagang transactions. Yun na nga doon na nagka-problema Because ang sabi nga natin, yung double-edged sword doon, healthcare versus economy. So, priority po ng gobyerno was healthcare at that time. So, everyone needs to be safe. Kailangan muna lagyan lahat ng facility para pagka may magkakasakit, may matutulungan yung ating mga healthcare workers and frontliners. Pero dumating po yung mga ilang buwan na ang nagiging problema na ay ang yung provision, yung pera, supplies, yung kaya nga nagkaroon na po ng mga ayuda noong mga half noong taon, kung natatandaan niyo po. Ngayon, yung grupo po niya started as a group. Naging beacon noong mga nagnenegosyo. So para siya po yung naging ilaw noong mga ano bang gagawin namin? Marami nagtatrabaho. So kung narinig niyo na po, ito po yung Bounce Back PH. Doon pa lang sa pangalan, parang gusto mo na talagang paano ako babawi. Kahit na nagkaroon ng mga limitations on doing business, hindi lang po yung naputol yung negosyo, nawala ng trabaho, nagsimula magnegosyo, nagtitinda ng online sa social media, andun po lahat sa community nila. And lahat po, dito sa speaker na to, hindi ko rin ma-imagine kung paano niya na-rally, paano niya nasimulan. Siguro we could get a backstory on how Bounce Back PH started para maintindihan lang po. Simula po noon, sabi ko, ay, ang galing. Kasi yung group lang na maliit, parang ang hirap na i-manage. Pero nakita mo yung kung kanina may motion, of course, meron mga kanya-kanyang admin, but yung root, kumbaga kung sino yung nagsimula, meron siyang idea o paano niya ginagawa to. So ito po yung Bounce Back PH na community. From small group, it became a movement na makikita mo na ngayon. Pagka nagka-search ka Bounce Back, meron ng segment po per industry. So katulad ng chamber kanina, this different group also advocates for the, of course, yung negosyo, yung economy natin to rise up. Diba? So, para lumakas po uli ngayong 2021. He is also the author of the Practical Entrepreneur na libro. Yung pala, yung mga napupulot kong mga nuggets of wisdom doon sa page, doon din pala galing. So, bibili po ako ng libro yung The Practical Entrepreneur. At may nakaredy na po akong testimonial pag ako sakaling talagang napakaganda po pala ng libro. Just from our initial talk nung ating speaker. So, he's also a co-founder ng Resellee na platform. So, Yun nga, kung meron kang negosyo, he would explain. Kaya importante po itong tech na to. So hindi ko na po patatagalin. We all welcome Jason Dela Rosa. Hi, Jason.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. So welcome to AEOS, Jumpstart Your Enterprise 2021. Maraming salamat sa short notice, sa chat. Napagbigyan din po tayo, same with our previous speakers, napagbigyan po tayo na magbigay po siya ng mensahe and talk about technology, specifically enterprise tech. So, sir, yung sinabi ko kanina, yun yung bounce back PH na yun, it was a beacon for us. Since nandito ako sa Space.io, yung may-ari si Joel, ito yung libro. Meron na wala siyang kopya. So,
wow.
mukhang matagal lang nabasa, sir. So, ako po ay kukuha at kung saan makukuha yan. Can you, parang backstory lang about bounce back PH?
Okay, sige. Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me, Ronald. Whatever opportunity I have to share what I know or what I experience, talagang kinukuha ko talaga yan, experience yan, para makatulong din. So it's part of my advocacy to really help people recover or bounce back. So itong bounce back PH na to, it's, well, tama ka, it started like a small group. I was, nung March 12, 2020, naalala ko pa, before lunch yun, okay, March 12, 2020, I thought of a group, I thought of doing something na makatulong by gathering my friends and colleagues in the industry to help the frontliners as well as yung, kasi nakikita ko na mga small business na pa-struggle na sila, they're going to struggle from this crisis. So I decided to call on my colleagues, I invited them to join the group. It was a private group, no? I did not mean it to be a public group. So nung ginawa ko yun, napansin ko, nag-invite silang yung mga tao. Tapos nung biglang di nagkakaroon na ng mga activities, kaya tumutulong na mga tao, okay, nag-post sila, okay, I want to help this way, I want to help this way. Biglang everyday, hundreds ang pumapasok sa group. Sabi ko, okay, sige, let's accept them. More hands, more people to help, the better, diba? Until in a few weeks, in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, naging 20,000 people, naging 30,000. Ibig sabihin, the bayanihan atmosphere, the bayanihan concept is coming together, no, at play already. Ibig sabihin, yung mga tao, since they know the situation everybody is in, okay, they feel that they have to help our fellow Filipinos. At the same time, ask for help also from other people. So yun ang nangyari. And since I mean, it's growing big and more than I can handle, tinulungan na ako ng mga really captains of industry in business. So pumasok na si AFI, Go Negosyo, si Union Bank. So si Wrangler Philippines, si Daisy, the president of Wrangler Philippines then, siya yung nag-volunteer ang gumawa ng logo ng bounce back. So everybody chipped in already and created this movement na napakalaki na napakadaming testimonials na daming natulungan. So every time may nag-message sa akin na, Sir, naubos ko yung 12,000 kilos of mangoes ko dahil sa bounce back, salamat. Doon ako na-motivate, doon ako na-challenge na, sige, i-organize ko na itong movement na to. I'm gonna make this a real beacon, kaya nga sinasabi mo, a real beacon of hope for the Filipino SMEs. And lalo ako na-engganyo na gumawa ng mga programa, okay? Mga programs, learning activities para lang matulungan ng mga SMEs. So that's the backstory. And I want to thank so many people that contributed, all the members na tumulong para lang makatulong din sa iba.
Yeah, so very interesting. Ayun, at least for the audiences, kung ano po yung nangyari, actually mabilis po talaga. And then, sakto lang din po dun sa panahon na kinakailangan nung marami. Kasi kung yung iba napapanood naman we have multiple screens, but definitely you will Hindi imposible pong hindi nyo napansin o hindi nyo nakita. You've been featured to many TV shows and news and newspapers eh. Kaya sabi nga natin, we are all in this together. 15 years ago, parang entrepreneurship, parang lahat eh, we encourage everyone. Sabi nga namin yung previous mga speakers, magnegosyo po tayo. Yes, if we follow even go negosyo, sige sabayan natin, sila yung spirit, kami sa ilalim, lahat po tayo magnegosyo. Pero itong 2020, yun yung parang instance na parang lahat na push maging entrepreneur.
Yes.
And sir, if you nakikita niyo ba na yung isang challenge nga daw, kung halos lahat would go into the business side, they'll just copy products and services. So, do you see a need for an innovation hub? We discussed ng mga unang speakers sa Chamber of Commerce para lang mabalance o ma-regulate itong dumadaming entrepreneurs.
Okay. Well, in my book kasi, I talked about something called practical innovation. Ang practical innovation kasi, during a crisis, there is a need to look at short-term iterations of products rather than long-term visions of product. Kasi in order for you to endure a certain challenge in an industry, kailangan magkaroon ka ng short-term gains. Okay? And the way to achieve short-term gains is you have to look at the market fit and the product fit first and bring in cash flow before na titingnan mo yung long-term na, uy, itong product ko, it will be adopted by many people in the future and everything. Without thinking of this week, next month, may cash flow ba to na mabibigay sa akin? Dahil kailangan ko i-feed yung family ko, I need to feed my, So, in 2021, we have this term called cautious positivity or cautious optimism. Okay? If you're talking about innovation kasi, syempre, you're looking at malayo, vision ka, something new something new. I think people wanted to do something that they can immediately get cash. They want something na I can immediately feed my family kasi nawalan ako ng trabaho, humina ang negosyo ko. So my type of innovation is practical. Ibig sabihin, I create an iteration of a product. For example, ang pandesal, ginawa ko siyang ube cheese pandesal. It's an innovation of its own, but I can sell it right away. Okay? And then get cash. If I started to experiment and then create my own baked goods na no one has ever done before, maubos ang time and ang pera ko sa trial and error ng produkto. So the fastest way is to really, how do I innovate so that I can really release this fast and I can do quick wins? Ang sinasabi nilang quick wins, no? And it's like the analogy of the burger. Paano mo gagawin cheeseburger ang burger? Lalagyan mo ng cheese. But when the cheeseburger came out, it looked like such an innovation, but actually they just added cheese to the to the burger, which became the cheeseburger. No? And then it added billions in revenue for the fast food industry because of that single slice of cheese. So innovation has many types of innovation. There is innovation that you do. Okay, innovation hubs are very important, future looking, but that is for those na merong funds and merong time to develop. Okay, we can give it to that, no, to them. Mga engineers that are well funded, they can look at long term. Kasi alam mo what I learned this crisis is nobody is a fortune teller. Once you make your goal this month, next month baka magbago dahil may bagong crisis na naman. Okay? So you cannot look at this so long term unless you have may bala ka na hanggang 3 years, 4 years, meron kang bala just in case matalo ka. Because for 80%, 90% of the Filipinos, wala nang bala. Okay? Or konti na lang ang bala. So, first objective is pakainin ng mga pamilya. pa-bounce back natin ng mga SMEs. Hindi necessarily payamanin, pero kailangan mag-endure, kailangan mag-recover. Yan ang kailangan natin muna.
Yeah, social media played a big role sa yung movement eh. 'Di ba? So Facebook, IG, Twitter, so itong mga platforms na to played a big role to the movement. Pagdating ba sa doing business, ang social media would be fit para sa mga nagsisimula na gamitin to sell their products or services?
Definitely, because social media is so democratized, and it's cost. It doesn't bear high cost in marketing your product. In tech kasi, what tech has created is leverage and enabling communities. No, itong dalawa. If you are a product that has enabled communities, ang ganda ng magiging traction mo. Dahil a lot of products are being sold or are being bought because of communities. If wala ka namang community, mag-rent ka ng community. Ibig sabihin, makikisama ka sa mga community at doon ka magpo-promote ng product mo. So that's one thing that social media did. Social media allowed us to create community of like-minded people, which drives commerce, drives product promotion dahil nakatarget na sa isang community ang mga buyers mo. That's one. And number two, it created leverage. No? What do you mean by leverage? Leverage is about scaling your product. Social media allowed me to tell somebody about a product very, very fast. I'm able to post a review very fast, and so the multiplying effect of people getting aware of your product is much, much easier because of social media. But it goes the other way as well. Yung negative impact of your product is also nangyayari din sa social media. So there is what you call na kailangan mong bantayan ang branding mo sa social media. And reputation.
Yeah. So talking about technology as leverage, do you see, kasi syempre parang global companies can enter into our space using the online. So internet lang. So yung brand from other countries, instantly they can go here, market, sell. So is it a threat also that you can see na, or how do we play with, parang collaborate with them?
Well, number one, I don't see it as a threat. Anything that anybody that invests in social media creates more, makes the livelier, makes the communities livelier, makes it, people will interact more in social media. And it's good that they bring in their money without you having to bring in money. Okay? But ang nagro-rule ngayon sa social media are actually the small micro influencers and the people who influence based on what is real and what is genuine and what is, kaya yung mga nagiging vloggers, di ba? They have more views and following than big brands right now. Alam mo yung mga nagko-commercial, for example, they have 2 million views, for example, for their particular video or commercial. Pero an influencer may have 5 million, 6 million views for a particular video. So the playing field is sobrang kumbaga everything's fair. The war is fair in social media, whether you're big or you're small. So it depends on the creativity. How will you be able to target the market? Napaka-vast ng social media. The key there is, saan mo hanapin ang mga tao na gustong bumili ng produkto mo? Paano mo sila kakausapin? At paano mo sila ko-convince na yung product mo kailangan nilang bilhin? So, yun siya. So,
yung difference, I'm sorry. You're talking about social media as selling platform, as marketing on advertising. Pero yung bang meron kang sariling website na that you can log in your domain name magkaiba bang platform yon? Of course, dito may cost eh. May cost sa pagkakaroon ng sariling asset, ng digital
Right.
asset. Social media, it's free. So, sino ba yung dapat na merkado ng mga may website or social media store or e-commerce stores?
I always believe that every brand should have their own website. Uh, because a lot of people look at search for your website in terms of searching for credibility. If you are kasi usually pag may .com ka, may website ka, people feel that you are legit, di ba? Kasi nandun yung lahat ng branding mo, lahat history mo, it's all organized. Lalo na if you are getting investors, if you are getting nandun lahat ng mga information that the investor needs to see, no? Even yung mga products mo, lalo na pag enabled yung Shopify, yung sinabi mo kanina, mga e-commerce, the ease of buying using a platform with payment, di ba, and customer service, mas okay pa rin na you have a website. And then social media is also very important because everybody's there to support. Everything is supporting each other. So you have to have a website. Kasi ang presence, no, what you say online presence, you have to be everywhere. When you have a website, your presence is basically in the search engines. Your presence is, they call it SEO, right? When people search, they find you. For social media naman, diba, you needed to communicate with your followers, to engage with people na already inside social media. And then you can always direct them to your website. So if you want more information, please check our website. So both are equally important.
Okay. So our audience, Jason is also co-founder of Resellee. Okay, so it's an online store, and I think parang you receive a funding to grow Resellee. Pwede bang you can share what Resellee is all about, Jason?
Yeah, so Resellee is a mobile app, no, available in Android and Apple Store. You can actually download it. Zero po una ng negosyo. If you've heard of dropshipping, so it's very similar. So when you download the app, nandun na libo-libong produkto na pwede mo nang benta, no, without you having to buy inventory. So it's called social e-commerce. So for example, dinownload ko yan, tapos may nakita ko doon, for example, rubber shoes. So makikita ko doon yung SRP, makikita ko doon yung commission, nakikitain ko pag nabenta ko yung rubber shoes. For example, 1,000 pesos, kikitain ko is 300 pesos. Ngayon, pag ni-share ko sa iyo tong rubber shoes, pare, may rubber shoes ako, bilhin mo to, okay to para sa iyo. Okay pare, bilhin ko yan. So pag bilhin mo ng rubber shoes, matitira sa akin yung 300 pesos na commission. Without me having to actually see or touch that product dahil i-deliver ng Resellee to your customer. Ganun siya.
So entrepreneurs can become merchants there.
Yes.
Or kaya yung mga gustong kumita or wants to resell, yun na nga, from its term reselling, they can use the platform.
Yes.
Okay. So from your book, yung pinag-usapan natin last time in the practical entrepreneur, what can you suggest also dun sa mga gusto ng digital transformation? But this one is for companies na who are emerging or medyo medium scale na. Kasi nga, one of our client also decided to yung 30 years na proseso ng kanilang negosyo. It's an ISO company. Talagang transform nila digitally. And it was not easy. Siguro yung expectation, baka kala nila mabilis. So, ano yung advice mo for companies who going to digital transform?
Okay. If you are already on that stage, no, you already have traction, and you want to tech enable your company, no, either enterprise or on the marketing side. First of all, you have to determine, no, why are you doing this? Okay? Hindi yung basta-basta na, meron siyang Shopify, meron siyang ganito, may Oracle siya. kopyahin natin, dapat may ganun din tayo. No. No. So, just like any processes in companies, you need to determine your purpose for integrating tech into your company. Okay? Before you plan out, ano ba yung mga tech na gagamitin natin to serve the purpose, na to be able to us to achieve our goals. And when you are deciding on tech, my opinion, no, is you have to start with what data, okay, ano ang data na kailangan mong i-analyze after deploying the tech, because big data is one of the most important thing why we are doing tech, in order to analyze data, kasi with data, that's the root of all tech, no, ang data. With data, you'll be able to know your customer. With data, you'll be able to know magkano utang ko at paano ko babayaran ang utang ko. Okay, what's cash flow coming in this month, next month? How do I project? No, what's coming? No, so what is your goal in terms of data? Okay, and then you build different tech, no, based on ano ba ang budget ko, no, and how will I grow my, what is my 2-year, 3-year plan in growing my tech, and it has to be serving a purpose every milestone, no. So hindi pwedeng gastos ka, pasok mo na lahat ng tech na pwedeng bilihin dyan, at madaming masasayang talaga na technology, madaming masasayang na pera. So you have to consult with experts like Ronaldo in order to say, ano ba ang tech na kailangan talaga ng negosyo ko? Yun yung kailangan ko. If you need to increase your sales, there's tech for that. If you need to increase, you have to make your operations more efficient, no? Meron kang leakage, meron kang pilferage. Doon muna, I have to focus tech on that in order to save money on losses, on inventory losses. Ganon siya. So it takes a lot of planning as well.
Okay, so Jason, nagko-code ka before?
Many years ago. Many years ago.
Before Y2K. Kaya ko po na itanong yun, kung nagko-code ka, meron po kasi, kunyari, IT ka. Ito lang po, sa mga ibang business owners. Pagka sinabi mo kasing IT, parang alam niya na lahat, from CCTV, from software programming, from ang expectation tuloy ng isang company, pag hinire to, alam mo na dapat siya. So, ganun din po, meron pong kanya-kanyang parang specialization. Iba rin din po yung IT dun sa digital marketer who understands about SEO and Facebook ads or boosting and blog marketing. Kaya ako lang din natanong to, Jason, kasi maraming tech startups ngayon. Pero sa US, sa West, matagal na sa kanila, Silicon Valley, ang dami ng tech startups. Are we late coming out with, I'm sure Filipinos are very brilliant also, maraming naiisip yan na maganda. Are we late in terms of tech startups or mga enterprises na tech-based?
I think we're catching up kasi the reason why doon nag-uumpisa ang mga startup is because of funding. No? Most of the funding is available, Silicon Valley side, Japan, those first world countries, that's where the funding is. And tayo, nagiging chop shop tayo. Para tayong mga sweatshops to be about it. So, we are also involved. Filipinos were involved in the advanced startup launches of other companies. But we were behind the scenes. No? But we are seeing funding just like Resellee. Resellee last December just got a $1 million seed fund. Last December, and that's a foreign fund. Yeah. And we're going on our pre-series A by March probably. That's on the $5 million to $10 million range. So, and I would like to think Resellee is an innovative Filipino startup na hindi pa talaga umaabot sa ibang bansa, lalo na in Southeast Asia, no? So, we're beginning to see a lot of startups, mga Filipinos with really great ideas. The only thing we have to do is really match them with funding. Dahil pera talaga ang kulang.
Yun nga din po ang aking natagpuan 2 years ago. Mahiyain pa ho at conservative ang ating mga, parang itong funders na nandito based sa Pilipinas. Kasi narinig ko rin sa ibang startup, they have to join outside or regional, Malaysia, in order to get that funds. And hopefully sana, yung tech mismo ay hindi rin makuha. Depende dun sa usapan. So, parang ngayon, since, ayan, siguro, dahil sa pandemic, nagkaroon ng awareness for tech startups, baka siguro hindi na maging konserbatibo at nakikita rin nila na possible talagang mag-grow, especially Resellee, region-wise, yung isang startup na katulad ng sa kanila.
Yes.
So, other than funds, ano yung for tech startups, ano yung dapat bantayan nila while they're moving forward? Ano yung they need to do in the team?
One thing that I saw, I've been mentoring a lot of startups, even before 2020, 2019, 2018. And one of the common things na nakita ko why nagfe-fail ang isang startup is that we have a certain quality, na we are very passionate and very optimistic about what we're doing, that we forget the basics of business, the basics of operations behind the passion that is driving the business. So ang nangyayari, sa sobrang passion ng isang Pilipino, hindi niya nakikita, okay, na wala na palang cash flow, ang laki na pala ng utang ng startup ko, pero sige pa rin ako ng sige. No, I still keep going and going and going. Lalo na wala naman, there's no fast access to cash dito sa Pilipinas. Local investors natin, very, very conservative. Hindi sila basta-basta naglalabas ng pera. Okay? So what I teach is really, you have to be practical. At the same time na, okay, you're passionate, pero huwag mo naman kalimutan, okay, that there are other things that you have to do. Medyo nahawa din tayo kasi sa startup community na everything is about chasing the unicorn, no? Chasing the dream of being a unicorn. But that if you look at the statistics kasi, being a unicorn or being that billion-dollar startup, iilan lang yan sa mundo, okay? At to get to that point, napakahirap ng pagdadaanan mo, no? So, startups should be able to first make sure that they are cash flow positive. On day one pa lang, yan ang dapat nasa isip na nila ngayon. Hindi okay lang yung losses. Anyway, mag-exit ako. May bibili sa akin, napakaganda ng produkto ko. I'm gonna exit and I'm gonna be a billionaire or a millionaire. Okay? So, you have, just like my book, no? The Practical Entrepreneur, I discussed that na I'm very fond of day one revenues. Alam mo, pag may pinapasukan ng negosyo, I always think, what is my day one revenue? Ibig sabihin, can I already make money on the first day I bring out my product? Meron na bang cash na papasok? Okay? And that will make a startup survive until you can make it scale up and make it grow. Kasi once na nag-grow yung startup mo, nag-scale, biglang may nagpasok ng pera, yung principles mo of the basics of business, madadala mo yun. Hindi ka magda-drown sa pera na pumasok. Mamamanage mo pa rin properly. Ang nangyayari sa mga startups, nung nakikita ko, pagpasok ng pera, ubos lahat. Biglang ubos lahat. Dahil...
Sweldo mo. Ito, bayad dito sa ganun.
Kunin natin to. Kunin natin si Papa P. Siya yung natin, endorser natin. Kunin natin si ganyan. Glamour first. Nangyayari, startup is glamour first before the real operation. So, babaliktarin mo na ngayon. Okay? You have to make sure, bantayan mo yung cash flow mo, your operations. And then, if you have result, yan ang i-banner mo. Guys, this is my result. That's when you have glamour. Okay? Ganon siya. So, bantayan mo mabuti yan, mga startups dito. You have to be both passionate and practical at the same time. Balance nyo yan.
Yeah, and also kung nagbabasa kasi ko, yung from Silicon Valley, syempre marami talagang tech startups na lumalabas eh. Pero ganun
Oo.
din yung nababurn out ng mga,
Yes.
especially IT or programmers, ganun din kabilis yung
Ang
nawawala. Ano
bagsak.
kaya yung edge meron ka pa dapat idagdag sa mga nagso-survive?
Yung mga nagsusurvive is those are the people na mindful sa kanilang cash flow, mindful sa kanilang operational efficiencies. Okay? Hindi siya puro ano. Kasi may mga startups talaga, once nakakuha ng pera, meron ng ping-pong table sa office, may bilyaran na sa office, meron ng bar sa office.
Oo nga.
Di ba? Which is, hindi
Pero
naman
may all you
kailangan.
can eat na ron sa...
Oo. Eh, yung mga billionaire nga na Filipino-Chinese sa Binondo, nakachinelas lang eh. Pero all their years, di ba? They're making cash flow every day. And that's what you need to be mindful of. Okay, what is the true, what will make your business succeed, di ba? Focus on that. Not on the window dressing.
Wow. We've learned a lot, pero sabi nga ni Jason, most of what we're discussing nandun po sa libro niya, sa The Practical Entrepreneur. So I guess you can get one, sir. Paano pwede mag-avail or is it in a shop that we can go and buy?
Well, the book is available in Resellee. Okay? So download Resellee, pwede mong bilhin yung book there, no? Or you can go to my Facebook page. So facebook.com/The Practical Entrepreneur. Yeah. So you can just send me a message there.
Okay. So Jason, siguro for the last time, both for techpreneurs and yung kahit yung mga budding entrepreneurs na nanggaling from the pandemic, ano yung 2021 message natin? Because of course, solid tayo that we all want them to bounce back and to rise for 2021. So go ahead.
Okay. So for 2021, as I said, your mantra should be cautious optimism. Okay? Hindi tayo fortune tellers. Hindi natin alam. Pati experts, hindi masasabi kung anong mangyayari within the next 6 months, 12 months. Okay? Our goals can change at any single moment because of what's happening in the world. No? Very unexpected ang events. So being cautious while being optimistic is all about number one. Okay? Number one is about the quick win. Manalo muna kayo in the short term. Okay? Think of ways to win cash, win certain battles before you try to win the war. Don't win the war. It's a war you cannot win if everything is unexpected. That's number one. Number two, you have an optimistic, positive mindset, but your strategy has to be negative. That's number two. Ibig sabihin, you look at the worst case scenario, okay, and then you work backwards, okay, and then you work with positive mindset. Pero ang strategy mo, teka, what are the different ways that I can do to reach my goal while avoiding all the pitfalls na ginawa ko noong 2020? Dahil natuto na tayo. Since natuto na tayo, huwag na natin ulitin. Okay? We have to be prepared. We have to be ready. Okay? Hindi na siya yung katulad dati na noong 2019, inisip natin, uy, sabi ni so-and-so, 2020 will be the best year for businesses. Okay? So we don't believe in that anymore. Nobody can tell the future. Bukas magka-crisis ulit, magka-lockdown ulit, sira na naman ang goals natin. So be cautious, plan ahead all the time. And number three, join Bounce Back. Kasi libre yan, okay? And nagtutulungan lahat ng tao doon. Okay? Marami kaming programa na ilalabas. We have 50 coaches now in 50 coaches ang nag-sign up to teach for free, no, in Bounce Back. So you will learn. Marami kaming mga corporate na partnerships like Meralco is joining, Lala Move, Lazada. So all of those companies will be joining us to help you recover from the crisis. Okay? So that's it. If there's anything else, just message the Facebook page that I sent, that I mentioned.
Thank you so much. Yung community mo. It became a beacon also to me kung ano yung gaano kalaki yung grupo at gaano mo makikita na nagtutulungan mo lahat. So even providing opportunities dun sa mga less, kahit yung pasimple-simpleng palike lang po, madadagdagan po, maabot po kami ng 1,000 likes. Alam niyo po, nakakatulong po sa kanila yung punta rin sa ibang areas. So, Jason, once again, thank you to Practical Entrepreneur and to the Bounce Back community. Maraming salamat po for this segment about tech. Thanks, Jason.
Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat.